Welcome to Essex Wildlife TV on a slightly grey and wet morning. I'm Mark Oughton, Landscape Conservation Area Manager for the South East for the Essex Wildlife Trust. You might remember I've got a bit of a DIY garden SOS going on. Well, let me show you some of the things that I've been getting up to. So other than becoming reacquainted with my garden path, which I have now done since I've cleared it, I've also been putting a lot of focus in what I can do for bugs and invertebrates in my garden. And one of the things was to keep my wildflower meadow. But before we have a look at that, I wanted to point out this. It's a piece of wood. It's got a scoop in the middle. Look at that before. I'll show you later on what I'm going to be using that for. But now we'll just have a look at the wildflower meadow. So last time the red campion was just about to come out into flower, so it's lovely to see it in its full bloom. And as we move around here, I've decided to keep the sow thistles in the garden because they're just about to flower as well. Plenty of flowering heads, as you can see here. So they'll obviously be great for insects to nectar on. And then we've got some over here, we've got some lovely herb robert as well. So people sometimes see these as weeds, but obviously these are not. These are so useful for the bugs and bees and butterflies in my garden, so they'll be staying for sure. So what's changed, you might ask? It's still pretty messy, but I haven't got to the good bits yet. This is something I'm very proud of. You may recall last time the strip of bark that I drilled holes in for invertebrates and mining bees. I've now turned into this wonderful bug monolith in the centre of the wildflower meadow. I'm really pleased with that. It looks like a sculpture, really adds, I think, so I'm really chuffed with that. So last time I was in the garden I found some an old butler sink, an old tin bath, an old watering can and a big tub, a big flower pot. I've actually used these to separate the garden up into zones, so I'm really... So, you may recall the patio that's covered in grass and which is just a slab of concrete. What I've actually done is I've used the pot and the butler sink and the tin bath that I found before to sort of separate the patio area from the wildflower meadow and my bug monolith, which I'm very pleased about. I think it helps zone the garden. Once they're full of flowers, I think it will be really nice to sort of sit and just sort of watch in the late evening of the summer. So I'm really excited about this next thing. I used a bit of creativity. I'll give you a little sneak preview. What could that be? Well, I'll show you. I had an old fire surround that I got online for free, but then chose not to use it. It didn't really fit very well. So what I've done is created a wonderful bug fireplace. Basically, I've put the fire surround up against the fence and I've filled it with bricks and logs. I've put some little snazzy features, my granddad's old skeleton keys that I found in a shed, and I've got my bug hotel on the top as well, that I hadn't fitted before, and I've had a really interesting visitor. That leaf cutter bee has decided to use this top right hand hole to basically use for its home, which I'm really chuffed about. I'm so pleased. I did wonder whether they'd take to it, but yeah, came out here and there it was flying around and entering. Just fantastic. But next to the bug fireplace, I've also created a bug sandbank. I used a bit of corrugated sheet that I found lying around and a bag of sharp sand that was left over from my renovations, and hopefully they'll get in there and mixed it with some clay, just compacted it a bit. Hopefully I'll get some burrowing wasps and bees in there, but I'll have to see. So, the mystery object, what is it? I hear you say. Well, I will show you. It's got something to do with swifts. Well, I'm really pleased to say I got my swift nest boxes up, and this is a swift nest concave. What it is you put it in the nest box about 3 inches from the end. You just attach it on the base, and then the swifts will lay their eggs in the centre of the concave. And what that does is that stops the eggs rolling around, possibly getting chilled and cold, and really does add to breeding success. Apparently, if you can get the swifts in there, they will actually nest the first year. So I'm really chuffed with that. So fingers crossed, hopefully I will get swifts breeding in the next few weeks. So I'll have to just sit and wait and watch out of my window to see if that happens. So that's it for now. Bug fireplaces, invertebrate monoliths, wildflower meadow, bug bank, swift boxes, and a footpath down my garden. I've really enjoyed working on it, and I've got more to do, so I'll have to see what ideas I can come up with next. Just stuff that I found lying around, so I'm really pleased how it's coming together. I'm starting to feel like it's a garden rather than just well, a mess. So that's it for now. Be safe, be well, and I'll see you again.